Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to episode 302 of your Overseas Connection, the official podcast of the G4TE.com community. That is Gaming for the Elderly. And today is January 9th, 2015, or as some crazy people would say, the 9th of January 2015. I'm just one of your humble hosts, Greg DeLacy, gamertag Murphy's Law, OC_Murphy's Law on Twitter. And with me this week, we have a fantastic crew. Miss Nicole Radowski.
Hey everybody. That's just it. I'm not here today, really.
It's truly inspiring, Nicole. Truly inspiring. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
sorry. I was on Twitter. You screwed with me. You always
Damn
leave me
you!
last. You leave me for last.
Sometimes you got to go first, dear. Sometimes you got to go first. Also on the show this week, paying extreme attention, Mr. Mark Wright.
Hello, Greg. Hello, everyone. Mechanics here on Xbox Live, PSN, Steam, and Twitter.
Good to have you on the show, Mark.
Yeah, thank you. 2 weeks in a row. Doing well.
It's craziness. It's craziness. Yeah. And last, but certainly not least, the PC elitist, master race homeboy, Mr. Richard Webster.
Good evening, world and fellow podcast hosts. How are you?
Great, great. I was thinking we would do a reenactment of War of the Worlds. I was watching a documentary earlier this week on the whole broadcast of that and how it just completely fooled everybody into thinking the world was ending, and then I realized it would be absolutely crappy. So we'll stick with what we do kind of best, which is a loose term, sort of.
Yeah. It's pushing it a bit.
It is pushing it. But we like to talk about video games. That's what we are, a video games podcast. If you are listening to us right now, you could be listening to us live if you are on our Twitch feed, because we are broadcasting there live right now.
Say hello in the chat as well. We'll, if you say something really interesting, we might even read it out on the show.
Or we'll completely ignore you.
Yeah.
We also, of course, can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play now. Anywhere they carry podcasts, we're pretty much there. So find us where you can and recommend us to your friends. If they're not listening to a video game podcast, but they want one, we're not a bad choice. Apparently, we're more exciting than the veteran gamers, according to one of our panelists.
Woohoo!
All right. Well, let's jump into this week, what we've been playing. I will kick it off. I have been playing a ton of the Halo 5 beta. Now, just because I've been playing a lot of the Halo 5 beta, does not mean I'm good at the Halo 5 beta. I have been getting my ass handed to me more often than not, although I have started to see some improvement. But as Mike Chin can attest to, we were playing earlier in the week. It was not exactly a stellar showing on my part, but it was pretty fun. I've been playing a lot on my own, but I got Mike to download the beta, and we jumped on together, and a funny thing happened. So we jumped on, I completely blew off the afternoon of work, and we were trying to get together and play together from like noon-ish, and we were having all kinds of problems. Just every time we would try and get into a match, one of us would get frozen, it would stick, it just would drop, and it just wasn't working. And we'd had one match that worked and then a bunch of fails, and we were just kind of like, Jesus, this is the whole Master Chief thing again. But we were cutting a little bit of slack, so like, well, it is a beta. And then around 4 o'clock, and it was almost like 4 o'clock, they ramped up the servers or something on my end, because suddenly we were connecting no problem consistently. I think we played like 6 matches in a row, not one issue. So who knows? I don't know what to say to that other than it's a beta. It feels like a true beta.
So, in terms of like Halo 3 and Halo 4's multiplayers, how does this match up to them? Is it faster? Is it a bit more coddish? If that's a word? So I know you can pull the sights up now, can't you?
Yeah. So there is aim down sights, and it will give you some advantages, I think, at distance, especially because you're just able to get a little bit of a better view and zoom. But the moment you are hit, you are immediately taken out of the aim down sight. So in a sense, it disrupts you being able to aim down the sights. Right. So ultimately, especially when you are up close and fighting in close, it is probably to your disadvantage to try and aim down sights instead of just firing from the hip like traditional Halo. It plays a lot faster than Halo did. To me, it's broken up in two different kind of feels, if you will. Slayer still feels to me very much like Halo. It is slightly faster. You do have the new, different abilities, and they'll come into play a little bit. But Halo Slayer, because it's also on some, I think, slightly bigger maps, and just the way the combat plays out, it still feels very much like Halo to me. When you get into Breakout, which is one of the new gameplay modes that they've been showing off, it's much more Counter-Strike like to me. It's round based, so it's last man standing, from whichever side of the team, for the best of, I think it's 5 matches, but you have to win by 2, with a maximum, I think, of 8 matches or 9 matches. I think is the maximum you can go out to. So that is super fast. It's 4-on-4. They're much smaller maps, and they're all done in kind of a Tron-like setting. So it looks like it's like a holographic kind of onboard, say, the Infinity training grounds.
I wonder if that's a bit of an insight into what the actual game main campaign is going to be like then.
It might
be. They usually model the multiplayer maps on the actual in-game settings, don't they?
Yeah. So Breakout is in these like Tron-like maps, and then the Slayer is on more traditional, almost campaign-based maps where they actually have, artistic elements to them. The Breakout maps, I mean, literally, it's neon glowing kind of walls, and it all looks computer generated, so to speak. So there's no characteristics to it outside of computer generated shapes and areas to hide in. But getting back to Breakout, it's interesting because in normal Halo, in Slayer matches or team Slayer, that kind of thing, or big team battle, when you start the match, you kind of drop into the map. It's like almost like your character was hovering a little bit and you fall like 2 feet or whatever, and you kind of jump to the ground. In Breakout, it's like you are literally launched from launchers into the map. And so your whole team goes basically kind of running forward and flying onto the map, and then from there you're just hauling ass to cover and moving into positions. And it plays out really quick, really fast. The rounds go by super fast, and it's if you don't have teamwork, and this holds true for Slayer too, you don't have teamwork in Halo, you are going to be in trouble very quickly. It is a very difficult game to lone wolf and be successful.
Yeah. I really need to try this before it finishes. I've got it downloaded, just not had time.
Goes to the 18th, so maybe we can get some time in over the weekend.
Yeah, fingers crossed, yeah.
Yep. So, so that was really my whole week. I mean, every time I sat down to play, I ended up wanting to play some Halo 5, and just because I'm trying to get as much of it in before the beta ends. So that was me. Mark, what about you?
Just a couple on my list. Been getting back into this for quite a bit now, thanks to the track guys. Been playing Forza 5. Been doing some practice laps ready for the new mini tournament league what Henwood's set up. Okay. It's actually Loopy Dean who's running this one. Henwood's helping him out a lot, but Loopy Dean's running this one. And it's basically minis round various tracks, and it's absolute tons of fun. They've got it really organised. It's really good how they do it. They've got pros and ams, so you're competitive in your group, so you don't feel like you're always at the back like I am, because I came last in every bloody race. But it was fun and I enjoyed it. So you got like your pros at the front and your ams at the back, so you're having your own little battle and you don't have to race the other guys because they're having their own little race.
Right.
So it's really, really cool.
Do you ever get into situations where I'm assuming you're racing different classes of cars as well, or are they all minis, just different levels?
No, they're all the same, these minis.
Okay, so you're not getting lapped.
No, no,
Yeah, because like in a
no,
traditional
not that
pro-am
bad.
race, yeah, in a traditional
Yeah,
pro-am race though, you'll have like the pros are potentially racing,
yeah,
much faster cars, and
yeah,
they will eventually catch up and lap amateurs on the track, and you have to watch out for them. So I was just curious if that came into play with you guys.
yeah. No, not in this one. I know they do that, but not in this particular one. This is
Okay.
more of a warm up for the beginning of a year, for a bit of fun.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's really good laugh. Some of the paint jobs on the minis, what people have done, were really good, really fun. So I've got a nice snap-on one to sort of like linking with my job, with my work. So it's quite cool.
All right. What else,
Um,
Mark?
and the main thing I've been playing is Far Cry 4. I mentioned it a bit last week,
Right.
but I was quite vague on it because I'd only just sort of like really started playing it. But I've got just over 20 hours in it now. I'm just about halfway. I'm just about to unlock the second part of the island, so I've still got a long way to go. So it's a big game, plenty of value for money there. This game, it's similar to Far Cry 3, but the storyline's slightly different. You're not on holiday. You're this guy called AJ Gale, and you're traveling to Karat with your mother's ashes, because it was her last wish for you to take her ashes to this place called Lakshmana, if that's how you pronounce it, which is in this fictional country called Karat in the Himalayas, in Tibet and stuff like that. But while you're on your way there, you're on this bus, and the bus gets stopped by some military troops, the government troops, who's run by a dictator called Pagan Min. And then you become embroiled in a clash between the government troops and the rebels of the country called the Golden Path, which his father had links to, which he didn't know at the time. So it starts to unravel as you're going through, and it's quite interesting. I still don't fully know what his dad was involved with the Golden Path in the story wise, so it's keeping you hanging on, so keeping you interested. I'm still not sure what links his mother had with Pagan Min, because Pagan Min keeps mentioning he was fond of his mum, so whether there's a bit of a Luke Skywalker, I'm your father sort of thing, I don't know. But it's getting interesting.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Any naked breasts?
yes. Not as much as not, not, not as much
Had to
as the not as much as in Far Cry 3, but there are some. Yeah, not until quite late on actually. There's like an arena area part of the story, and you get dragged out of your prison cell and thrown into this arena to sort of like fight to the death. And there's two women who drag you there, and first thing you know is these big breasts dangling in front of your eyes as you're getting dragged along. So yeah. Because it's always a case, isn't it? As soon
Just
as
a
that
little.
moment comes on the TV, Jenny walks in and saying, "What the hell are you watching?" She thought, "All right, perv." So, but
Well,
yeah, it controls really well. The gameplay is brilliant. Vehicle control's a bit average, which you'd expect in this type of game.
I don't think the
Uh,
vehicle controls ever been great in the Far Cry games.
Yeah, but it's a big open world game with a lot of action, so it's what you come to expect in it. Graphics are colourful and bright, and the sound is really really good. The explosions and the gunfire, you can hear the echoes of the gunfire through the valleys and that. I think that's a bit of a next gen touch, really. So yeah, it's really cool.
Okay.
There's one part of it which throws me off a bit, which I can't understand why they've put this in. I don't know if it's a bit of filler. There's two characters called Yogi and Reggie, not Yogi and Boo Boo, and they actually squatting in your mother and father's old house, but they're into like all these drugs and stuff. And every time you meet them, it sticks a freaking hypodermic needle in your leg and sends you on a trip, and all these bizarre things happen. Like in the real world, it happened to you once, wouldn't it? And then you won't let them do it again. But it's happened like 3 or 4 times now. I've been
Well,
jabbed with
maybe
needle.
maybe you like it.
Yeah, yeah, maybe, yeah,
But clearly you do because you keep going back to the guy.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, it's good. It's quite challenging. It's not the easiest of games until you start unlocking a few of the perks and increase your health bar and the ability to heal more when you use your syringes and stuff. The animals are deadly. They can take you down really quick, especially the
No.
bears and the tigers and that.
What about the birds?
The birds, yeah. Well, the only sort of like bird what attacks you is the eagle, and they are more annoying than anything. But they take quite a chunk of health off at a time, particularly when you're not leveled up much. It can take half your health off in one go. But they're just more of an annoyance. You hear them and you look up instantly trying to find them. In fact, it's funny. I put this on my WhatsApp chat the other day. I was walking the dog the other night, and I heard these birds flying around above my head. My instinct was to just pull out my gun and just shoot the fuckers out of the sky, but that's what this game's doing to me. I'm actually absolutely hooked on it.
You're angry at the birds.
Yeah.
Well, if
Ha
we,
ha ha ha.
yeah,
So yeah,
that was horrible.
I highly recommend it. It's, if you like open world shooter games, it's definitely worth a buy.
Okay.
So yeah, it's really good. So that's me really.
All right, sorted. Nicole, you have that
Yes,
look
sir.
on your face. You're looking right at me, and you're just like, I don't know if I want to be talked to.
Actually, I'm looking at my phone because we have all these wonderful people in our little chat here.
Ah, okay.
We had a bunch of
Well, you're getting a little
Was
Skypey on us there,
on.
Nicole.
Sorry, you guys were Skypey earlier, and I'm sorry. Now it's
Yeah.
my turn.
See, it's because you're streaming that porn. I told you. Stop it while we're podcasting.
Yeah, I don't want
I-
to see it.
I'm
Why
s-
stop sending me your stuff?
Yeah, that's it. Stop sending you. Whatever, baby face.
He's just sat there with his big grin on his face with his phone in his hand, looking like, oh, there's another picture. Look.
But wait, it's going down.
Whatever.
All right,
No,
so Nicole, sorry, continue on.
For PlayStation 4, Destiny, can't get enough. And so I'm just gonna skip right over it, obviously, because we've heard enough. But then I got a request from Mark to sing stupid song from the game SingStar, which is a free download that we had gotten.
Right.
And yeah, he had this magnificent score, like 1 million. I don't remember. It was really high, 100,000 something. I don't know. And so I had to beat it.
Wasn't me.
And yeah, then after I do beat it, he tells me, "Oh, it wasn't me. It was Sammy." I'm like, "Oh, you brat!" Because it was that stupid "Let It Go" song from Frozen.
Frozen.
So
it was stuck in my head for days.
I think
ahead.
one, penance, Mark, you should now have to sing, and two, I think both of you should Twitch stream your singing. I think that should happen.
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah.
Not gonna happen. Never ever gonna happen. But so those were my games. Mostly been playing on my mobile. Obviously, yes. See, I see you highlight that. The Clash of Clans with our illustrious cult leader, Boo, who's in the chat now. And then my singing monsters, which my kids have gotten me really addicted to because I really like those cute little monsters. They play all this music. Each little monster makes its own little instrumental noise. And you put them all together and they make this cute little song together. And some of them do a little bit of singing, but most of them are some kind of instrument or another. They got some guys that do the beatboxing noises, some violins, some guys that do guitar, drums. This one guy drums on his belly. He's really cute. So I've gotten a little addicted to that game. And then the last one is from Hardly Dan. He told us about it on Sunday when I had guest hosted on their show. And it's the Play to Cure Genes in Space. And it is for cancer research in the UK. And it's a whole group got together in London to do this. They came together to create a game that will help with all the information that these doctors get and help analyze it through a game. And I sent Mark a link earlier in the notes to look at the little video that they play because it's amazing. You get this little spaceship and you take your spaceship and you have to plot this course. You plot the course through this element alpha, which is this thick looking bar of information. There's no way to really describe it. And you plot your course through there and
I
fly
think
your spaceship through there.
thick, boxy information box is perfectly good. Sorry, Nicole. I'm just there to throw you off.
And you
It's-
do quite well.
Yeah, I think the theory behind it's a bit like the old PS3 thing where they did that folding thing, where it works out mathematical functions while your PlayStation's on in the background. So it's sort of like, by what I've been watching on the video, it's sort of like tries breaking down gene patterns while you're playing. So it's quite clever how it works, and they get feedback then, and it performs all the calculations while you're playing, and saves them having to spend hours doing the calculations. So it's a brilliant idea. So yeah, I've got it downloaded, Nicole. Thank you very much.
All right.
Oh, you're quite welcome. It's a really neat game. Just make sure you plot the course, which it took me, 15 levels to do it, to figure it out. And now I'm like a level 20 or something on that game.
Okay.
But it's a lot of fun. I do recommend it. And you're also helping cancer research and analyzing stuff.
Well, that's a good cause.
So that was all my games. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Mr. Webster, what about you?
This week, well, I say this week, this past maybe 3 weeks since I was last on the show, I picked up 2 games that were on my list of games I missed for 2014. Never Alone, played and finished on PC.
Okay. All right.
It was okay. It wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be.
It was not as good as somebody else may have hyped it up to be, in your opinion.
Well, it was just, I think what it was, to be honest, because it's a beautiful game and it's a beautiful setting and the story and the insight videos about the culture and everything. I think it's just the last sort of 2 levels were very frustrating with the controls and some of the things, like, because you're controlling like 2 characters, there's a lot of bugs in the AI of the other character while you're not controlling them. A few times, like, it fell off a ledge or didn't move when I wanted it to and stuff. So it kind of frustrated. I'm not going to spoil the game about what was going on, but in the last couple of levels, it was a bit annoying. But other than that, I mean, it was a beautiful game and stuff. I can appreciate the culture behind it and all that.
Okay. So there was still that bit of learning curve, or learning experience, I should say, not curve, learning experience of learning about was it the Alaskan Native Indians, I believe it is?
Is it the Inuits or something?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
like the idea
Yes.
of the show
Yes.
sort of like little documentary movie clips after each chapter, don't they? I've heard. So I'm quite looking forward to playing this.
Yeah, the way you get them is there's like a little owl on every level, and if you walk near it or up to it, you sort of unlock the insight video for that level. So some of them might not be in like an obvious place, and the game wants you to learn about the culture, because every time you complete a level, it comes up saying new insight videos, and every time you unlock the video, it says new insight video, and it's quite seamless that you just press, like, I was playing it with my 360 pad, you just press the back button, it brings the videos up, you watch it, and then close it, and then back to game. It's quite seamless how it goes through. And you learn all about the culture and about the story, because Never Alone is actually, I think it's like it's one of their mythology stories. It actually plays out.
Okay.
Yeah, they're quite an amazing people. I don't really know what else to say about it, to be honest. Yeah. It's a solid platformer. It just has a few bugs towards the end with the AI and stuff that just sort of piss you off. If you were playing 2-player, I think it'd be a lot better at the end. And I also picked up Shadow of Mordor as well.
Oh, I love that game. Brilliant game.
It's a little bit fantastic, I have to say.
Yeah, that Nemesis system is just brilliant, isn't it? That
It
is
is.
proper next gen technology. That.
Yeah, I mean, I was a bit confused about it at first, because, like, you bring up the Sauron's army screen and you're like, all these people in dark, and then you interrogate some guy because as soon as you know you can interrogate someone, that's the first thing you try and do to the first orc you see next.
Right.
Yeah.
Try and interrogate him and stuff, and then but once you sort of learn that like you can go after the guy and you learn his strengths and weaknesses, and then you learn about other guys, and then what's interesting is when you die, they then get replaced. So like by the guy that killed you, he gets promoted basically. Just some random orc
Right.
will get promoted to captain and stuff. But what really sort of I don't want to say blew me away, but it really impressed me was I logged on one day and it said, I can't remember his name now, but it said some guy avenged your death, and it was like a gamer tag type name on Steam, and I was like, that's a bit strange being in the game. I wonder who that was. And then it come up saying you can avenge Surface Lizard's death.
Yeah.
I was like,
Right.
no way.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So it does it on
basically-
PS4 as well. Yeah.
So the guy who kills Surface Lizard in this game gets promoted, and that guy in my game then becomes an avenge target, so I can go after him and kill him, and I get XP for it.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite an interesting way because there's no co-op in the single player like that. It's a good way of making it social. Definitely. And the story, I've not really done much of the story, but to be honest, it's quite addicting going around. Like discovering the places. It's kind of like the Assassin's Creed sort of bell tower thing where you unlock the new area and stuff. You can see the map and that. But you go to a place, there's a captain there, and then you'll fight him, and then just another captain will appear, and then you'll kill them both, and then you get an ability, and then there's a brawl going on the other side of the map, or a feast, and it's just 4 hours go by, and all you've done is just kill captains and just absolutely rape bases. Like the amount of enemies in it is really good as well. I was worried that it was going to be quite empty, but there is quite a lot of like.
No, it throws loads at you, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of characters on screen. There are times where I'll just get hit from all sides, especially ones with like javelin, and then you'll get archer ones, and you'll just get hit loads. And I think I'm only like level, I don't even know, maybe power 16 or something. I'm not even that high into it, but I very much recommend it. And I haven't even got to this other thing that you told me about, Mark. I don't know if we should spoil it for the show.
Nah, don't spoil anything. We
Well,
don't.
yeah,
We don't
it's
want
not-
to be those guys.
Yeah, so I'm not even like the story's interesting. Like I'm not going to spoil it, but there's things in the story that are brand new. You know, like for people fans of Lord of the Rings. But then there's also some familiar things that'll sort of bring it back down, just to let you know that there's certain things, events, or people throughout the story that sort of impact other things going on in the world that you don't really know about by watching The Hobbit or watching The Lord of the Rings. You don't realise that there's this other shit going on, or these other people. So it's quite good. And I mean, graphically, it's incredible. It's probably the best looking game I've seen. At times, it's the best looking game I've seen on my PC. Like when it's raining and stuff. It's very good. And the effects and everything. And I've taken quite a lot of screenshots and uploaded them to my Steam thing, because there's like a screenshot sort of mode where you can
Right.
turn the camera on.
Well, photo
and put
mode?
filters on. Yeah, it's quite good. You'll like lop a orc's head off, and like the blood will go everywhere, and you'll go right, left click. That's a screenshot. Blood in the sky, like head on the floor like this. I'm doing this, but the listeners can't see it, but like this. And, it's just really good. Definitely worth. I think I picked it up for about 15 quid in the Steam sale, and it's definitely worth £40 if that's what you paid for it. It's really good. The only other game is Hearthstone, which I've started playing because it's probably a sin for me to be a PC gamer and not play Hearthstone. I can see it being quite addictive. I read about playing it any more than I already have. I think it's one of them games that you don't put down. And now it's on Android tablets as well, which is even worse. So yeah, that's pretty much my gaming montage for the holiday period.
Okay. All right. Hey, I'm going to give a quick shout outs to Mark Wade, Jason Johnson, and John Rambo. Or Jay Rambo, I should say. His tweet, by the way, it's "suck my tweet," which I couldn't shout that out. I just it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Are
Oh,
we,
come on.
Are we going to mention everyone in the Twitch channel chat, Greg?
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, we've got quite a few. We've got Morty1884, we've got Gonzo FK, PG Tip 77, we've got Big Ball UK, which is Paul. We've got the Hemwood, Realm Warrior, Kev FH67, we've got Shark Biscuit 79, some chick called Amaryllis, Smurftastic, some
Ha,
dude
ha,
called
ha.
some babyface assassin called Big Bad Daddy. And who else we got? Let's scroll down. Fumu popped in to say hello. Because he can't be asked joining us again.
Yes.
Curling, I suppose.
Well, no, he's not curling tonight. He just
Yeah.
wants to get a little something, I think, from his wife.
Yeah.
That was the gist of it.
Oh, he's on a promise, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Teflon
taking
12.
his son somewhere.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
actually helping his wife out. He was doing the good husbandly deed, and so I just equate that out too. He's trying to make some inroads on a little nook over the weekend.
Yeah, we've got Mr. Trivia himself, Teflon 12. We've got Danny Xanax, which is Dantology, Geezer Dan. He's had a million freaking gamer tags, so he's now Danny Xanax.
I like
Uh,
that one.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I asked him what it actually meant, and it's quite interesting the thing behind it. I'm not going to say though. I won't spoil it because I don't know if you'd want me to say. To be honest,
Okay.
would he Nicole or do you know him more just as much as me? I say
You
shut
said
up now.
Shut up.
Yeah, I won't say. Yeah, yeah. So it's good.
Let's just keep
Yeah.
that quiet.
Yeah, so that's our chat at the
Okay.
moment.
All right. Excellent. Well, thank you all for listening right now, and you are just in time if you are listening for the news quiz. This is the part of the show that everybody loves, especially you guys. The news quiz.
I didn't even read the news this week much.
I've had a
Then-
really busy week and I've not done any research again.
Well, perfect. Then you
Yeah, me
guys are
either.
going to do just
Slack.
fine.
Slackers.
Bear in mind, I won the last quiz I was on. Just throwing that. out there.
Also true, which means, Rich, you're going to go first. Congratulations.
Okay.
Good job on winning the news quiz. Rich,
Thanks.
your first question. Are you ready, my friend?
Yeah, I have
Put the phone
Google.
down.
I have
Rich.
Google at the ready.
Damn phone.
The thing is, though, I don't even have to type. Google will search by what you ask.
Right. If we hear that
Automatic.
the little bling, we'll know. I know that sound.
Come on, hands free. Let's
All
do
right.
this.
Hands free. Here we go. Rich. Let's see here. PS Now subscription prices have been revealed. Which of these is not a valid price for PS Now subscription? And these are US dollars, by the way, so I apologize. I can't do the conversion rate. 1 month for $19.99, which is your A response. B, $44.99 for 3 months. Or C, 12 months at $99.99. Which of these is not a valid price point for PS Now subscription prices? Rich, please give me your answer.
Honestly, I'm gonna say the 12-month sub. Maybe no, the B. I'm gonna go with B, the 3-month.
Well, let's find out. Actually, I can tell you right now, Rich, wrong! Rich, according to the PlayStation Now blog, there are 2 price plans to pick from right now. 1 month at $19.99 and a 3-month package at $44.99, which is about $15 per month. There has been no announcement of a 12-month price as of this point. So there you have it.
I should have gone with what?
Yeah, you had your initial thought. I thought you were going to get it right. Now, we did have some Twitter responses, some quick responses off of this news. We shot it off and just kind of to get the pulse of some people. Rogue Outlaw had shot back, said they're starting to sound like Xbox. Kenny99, John, responded, as others have said, I'm not convinced it'll ever meet expectations concerning lag without altering the laws of physics. And he said, not for me. I pay £14.99 pounds for unlimited rentals per month with no lag or connection speed issues. Greater than £10 per month and I'm in. Or sorry, less than £10 a month and I'm in. So price point, maybe if they got it down low enough, John would jump on board. Kim Woods, GamerGirl27, she chimed in saying, I was about to say it seems high, but then I remember I pay Gamefly $25 a month to rent games. So she said, would I get it? Probably not. And we responded back to her real quickly. It was an interesting point I thought she brought up. And so I said, is the exclusion of PS4 games, because that's the one thing about this, by the way. PS Now subscription for the PlayStation 4 is only for PS3 back catalog games. So it's approximately 100 PS3 games that you'll be able to stream on your PS4. So I said, is the exclusion of PS4 games, for now, the barrier of value? And she responded back saying, I think so. If you had had a PS3 before and played all the games you wanted, would this be of interest? maybe to replay a favorite game, but even then it seems doubtful. Pete chimed in. He said, I'm still not convinced by the streaming technology. Local games for the win. And he also responded, and by the way, I'm very disappointed you didn't even mention the biggest Q1 release for last week's show, which is Dead or Alive 5. Pete, we absolutely do not agree with you. Dead or Alive 5. While it may look megaton in some of these pictures, no, I can't say it's one of the biggest releases. And then finally we had Stulecky. And he chimed in, I feel like I already subscribed to too many monthly services. This isn't one I'll be adding. And I'm a PlayStation fanboy. So that says a lot right there. I have to think, though, it's also a little bit of the fact that it is just PS3 back catalog. And a lot of people are starting to move on or look to move on to the PS4. So it maybe isn't carrying as much interest on that end of it. I don't know. Any thoughts from you guys before we move on?
Yeah, I don't think I'd use it, to be honest. I've got such a back catalogue as it is anyway. I don't really need to pay for a monthly subscription to play older PS3 games when I've got a boatload of them sat on my hard drive already. Because all the PS Plus games for the past few months, I've just been downloading, not even touched them, because I've been playing the sort of like the newer stuff, the next gen stuff. Yeah, it's the idea is good, especially if you want to play the older stuff. If you never had a PS3 before and you got a PS4, but yeah, not for me, sadly.
Okay, all right. Nicole or Rich, either one of you have thoughts on this, or shall we move on?
Moving on's good. I have no thoughts.
Well then, Nicole, we will move right on to you, Nicole, with the next question on the news quiz.
I'm like,
You ready?
yay, thanks.
Yay, thanks. All right, here we go, Nicole.
Oh, sure.
According to GameStop earlier in the week, which amiibo has been recently discontinued? Is it A, Little Mac, B, Wii Fit Trainer, or C, Samus?
Why do you give me this freaking Wii U question? You know how much I love that thing, or
That's
whatever that is.
exactly-
Is that Wii U, Nintendo?
It's exactly why you get it.
I don't know. I hate you.
Gary would be very proud at this point in time.
Oh, Jason's in this chat probably laughing his ass off at me right now because he knows how much I hate this. I don't know.
A, Little Mac, B, Wii Fit Trainer, or C, Samus. Take your best shot.
We'll go with B because I don't know what it is and I don't really care.
All right. Well, I can tell you, Nicole, you're wrong. Earlier,
the way you did that, I was like, I was wrong.
A email back to the website Geek Party from GameStop said, "We deeply apologize. However, Little Mac amiibo was delisted/discontinued. Since we will no longer be receiving any stock of this item due to manufacturer shortages cancellation, we will be unable to fulfill your request." So Little Mac has just instantly become a collector's item for those amiibo lovers out there. All right, we're doing fantastic on the news quiz. We will continue on. Mark, maybe you can jump into the lead here. Mark, are you ready?
Try. Yep, I am.
Are you sure?
Score
Nope.
something, dude.
All right. Mark, your question is, Sling TV was announced it will be launching on what console first? Is it A, the PS4, B, the Wii U, or C, the Xbox One?
First off, what the hell is Sling TV?
Amen, brother.
I've no idea, so I'll just guess Xbox One. Microsoft's trying to snap everything up at the moment, innit? So.
Oh, Mark, you are right!
Yeah!
Sling TV will be which is backed by Dish TV, or Dish Satellite, is basically an over-the-top television service that will deliver live sports, lifestyle, family, and news and information channels, as well as video-on-demand entertainment for $20 per month. With Sling TV, there's no commitment, contract, credit check, hardware, blah, 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 blah. Basically, it is a streaming service of live TV, which is a very evolving new field of entertainment for a lot of the consoles and just the computer world in general. But what's more, the gaming console where Sling TV will be available first is the Xbox One, and Xbox Live members will get an exclusive extended free trial for 1 month. Yes, 1 month free trial.
Dan Tilson in the chat's asking, does that include adult TV programming on that?
No, you still have to go to your PC for that, or just go to your local web browser.
You've upset him now.
Yeah. Although I can tell you, it was reportedly that the Xbox One is the #1 porn console now of the next generation. All right. Well done, Mark. Well done.
Thank you.
That means you are in the lead, 5-0. By the way, each of the first 2 questions, 5 points. I don't think we covered this. The last question will be worth a whopping 10 points, just to help you kind of catch back up if you need it. Rich, you do need a little help. You are next. Are you ready?
I'm gonna get this right, so just hit me with it. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Rich, Sony announced it sold 18.5 million consoles through the end of 2014. What was the previous official sales figure from Sony reported back in October? Was it A, 13.5 million, B, 13 million, or C, 12.5 million?
I actually don't know the answer for this, so I'm going to toss a 3-headed coin.
Three-headed coin, which I like, yes.
Yeah, I was like,
that's good.
Whichever one is wrong, it doesn't matter.
Let's just throw our inhibitions to the wind and kick up our heels and go with 13.5 million.
Rich, you are right! Yes, Sony Corporation on Tuesday said the official PlayStation 4 numbers through the end of December were 18.5 million units. That was up from 13.5 million units reported back in October, showing a holiday demand that was high and bright spot for the company, still recovering from the crazy cyber attacks of Lizard Squad and apparently North Korea.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? So, well done. Well done, sir. It is now getting interesting. Mark, are you feeling the pressure?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, because he's a previous champion, isn't he?
He is. Nicole, you should be feeling all kinds of pressure. It's time for you to get on the board. Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be. Do it.
All right. Nicole, which company this week announced a new formal policy for Let's Play YouTube and Twitch videos? Was it A, Microsoft, B, EA, or C, Activision?
I don't know. I really should not go to school and I should just read news. What was it called?
It is a new formal policy for Let's Play YouTube and Twitch videos. Which company? Microsoft, EA, or Activision?
I really want to say EA. I don't care. Just go with EA. I really don't care. Like, I don't know.
All right, Nicole, you are wrong.
Yeah, it's like I just say wrong. Because I thought Activision, and I'm like, Microsoft is eating everything up right now. I don't know.
Well, Microsoft, in fact, is the company. They joined a growing roster of publishers that have launched a formal policy in place. Basically, they have put out a policy that is in favor of YouTube Let's Play and Twitch streamers, but the company has clear protections in place to protect its intellectual property. So there are some steps you will need to follow in order to remain in the clear. So it's basically similar to Ubisoft's policy. Microsoft rules aren't a blank check to use the game assets. You can't reverse engineer the software to extract files. There's all kinds of other little things. But in essence, they're pretty much open to it. The only thing that is prohibited is the sale of your creations. And this is where things get a little tricky, because the publisher says your videos cannot appear as part of a subscription or pay-for-play website. So that could be interesting, because there are some websites out there right now that are doing subscription services, but I don't know if I'm just assuming they can't lock those videos behind the subscription service itself. So they would have to be free on the site for anybody to view and ad supported. It could be interesting to see how that evolves. But anyway, Nicole,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
just quickly, Greg,
I
how
know,
does that?
big fat. Go ahead.
Rich, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say some of the people that do Let's Plays and stuff have monetized YouTube channels and make money off advertising and that.
Right.
What does it say about them?
And that is perfectly fine. It's when they have to be subscribers. So they say it's totally fine if you put it up on YouTube and have it ad supported. But if you put it up on YouTube and it's a subscription where only if you pay a subscription fee to see those videos, then in fact you are in violation.
Okay.
At least that's the way I read it. I could be totally wrong there.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, my legal degree is right outside the window, next to the garbage can. All right, let's see. We are moving on to Mark. Mark,
Yes.
we're
Fire
tied
away.
right now. You are
Yep.
you are poised, if you get this right, to take the lead.
Yep.
Mark, Capcom this week revised its earnings forecast just ahead of the fiscal end of year, March 31st. What is the new projection? Is it A, $493 million, B, $523 million, or C, $547 million? You guys love me. I
Yeah.
know.
I have no idea.
I can see none of you have an idea. I see all three of your faces right now, just blank stares.
Yeah. I thought this were a quiz about games, not finances. I'll go for the middle one, B. It's just a random guess.
All right, well, Mark, you
Yeah,
are
that's been screwing everybody up.
wrong. Yes.
Yeah.
Capcom,
It's not been damn B yet.
Capcom revised its consolidated earnings forecast for the fiscal year ending of March 31st, lowering its net sales expectations from 80 million yen, or 673 million, to 65,000 million yen. That doesn't make any sense, but it's 547 million is the new number. The change represents an 18.75% decline for Capcom. And they said it's primarily due to severe impact on Pachilso machine sales, which who knows?
It's a pachinko.
Pachinko? Yeah, I guess that's a typo.
Pachinko machine.
Yeah, so apparently
Trust
I didn't
me.
know Capcom makes pachinko machines.
I
Yeah.
have one.
Rich is starting
Wow.
to feel pretty bolstered there. He's feeling good about his station. All right, Mark.
Yeah, but he can't spell it right.
Well, it was backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought I
right,
had to write it
backwards.
backwards for you guys because my pitch is backwards. No, is that not right?
Yeah, that would be incorrect. But Rich, speaking of correct or incorrect, it is your turn. We're all tied up here, 5 apiece. You and
Pressure's
Mark.
on. Pressure's
Pressure
on.
is on.
I thought I was on 10 for getting the second question right.
Did you get the second question right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
13.5 million?
That's right. But did you get the
Fi-
first question right?
It's
No.
5.
No,
5
you
and
didn't
10.
get the first question right, Rich. You didn't get the first one
Like,
right.
he's trying to cheat, Greg. He's
I
trying
know.
to cheat.
I know.
I know. Rat bastard.
But if you
Don't
do
get
get
screwed.
this question right, it will give you 10 points and you'll jump to a 15-point lead. There you go. Are
That's
you
what we
ready?
want. I'm ready.
All
Always.
right. Activision has announced the prize purse for the upcoming Call of Duty championships. Rich, how much is at stake in this year's championship? Is it a total prize purse of $500,000? Is it $1 million? Or is it $1.5 million?
Well, I read this news article actually on an East African website. So can you please give me the currency in Ugandan dollars?
I cannot.
Have you noticed it's another frigging finance question?
See, I think I know
Greg's an
this.
accountant, really, isn't he?
I remember in my head comparing it to the last Dota 2 championship winnings.
And that was 3 million Ugandan rubies.
Rubies, Ugandan rubies, no less. Okay, I think it's like Egyptian pennies. It's the same thing. Do you know what? It could be 1.5 million, or it could be 500,000. I remember thinking it's not. I'm gonna go 500,000. I don't think it's that much.
All right. Well, Rich, you are wrong.
Gutted.
Activision sponsored the upcoming the Xbox Activision sponsored Call of Duty Championship returns to the Los Angeles on March 27th through the 29th, and 32 teams are once again doing battle for a share of 1 million prize money. That was, by the way, B. The championship requires new battlefield. Requires
That was directed at me, wasn't
yes,
it?
It was. Yes. Anyway, so yes, Call of Duty kicking it up, $1 million. Interestingly enough, I think that there's a Halo championship that was offering up 50,000. So that tells you just how big Call of Duty is.
I do remember seeing that it was less than the Dota 2 one. I just underplayed it a little bit.
Well, your underplaying has opened the door, Nicole. This 10-point question could give you the win. Could is the key word.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right,
Sure.
Nicole.
It's B.
I know, right?
Nicole, what was the second most searched term on YouTube in 2014?
Oh,
Tits.
God.
Could be a trick question. Was it A, Minecraft, B, music, or C, PlayStation? Second most searched term on
Boobies.
YouTube, 2014.
Boobies. Shut up.
Dan in the chat's put, she'll blow it.
Pressure's on, Nicole. A, Minecraft,
He's-
B,
I know.
music, C, PlayStation. I need an answer.
I'll go with Minecraft, and Danny can blow it.
I'd have gone with Minecraft as well. I don't know.
I'd have got the PlayStation.
All right, well, Nicole, you are right!
Aw.
Oh,
Mojang's Breakout Minecraft took second place in a Google-issued list of the most popular YouTube search queries in 2014, ranking immediately behind the word music in search term queries. So
Yeah, I thought it would.
congratulations. Nicole, you just jumped to the lead. Just jumped to the lead. You're up 10
I
points.
know, and then I wrote "suck it" in the chat.
Oh, Mark, it all comes down to this,
this is
final
it.
question.
Yeah.
This is do or die, Mark. You get
Yeah.
this right, you win the news quiz. You get this
Yeah.
wrong, you lose and give it to Nicole.
Yeah, it's B.
You never know. All right,
That was A.
Mark. Sony
Yes.
is delaying the PS4 launch in China. It was originally scheduled to launch January 11th. What is the new schedule launch? Is it A, still to be determined, B, February 1st, or C, February 24th?
Oh, shit. And I should know this, shouldn't
Did you, like me, did you just read the first line of that article, delayed in China, and then just skip to whatever was next?
I? Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was for my chicken fried rice takeaway when I didn't realise it was for a console. Oh, God. What? So,
A,
to be determined.
B, February 1st, or C, February 24th? All the marbles, Mark. I see the
so-
sweat beating on your forehead.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
pressure is on.
Oh, I won last week as well. I don't want to lose this week. Come on, chat people. Put an answer in there for me.
No.
Look away, Mark. Look away.
Right,
PlayStation
I'll
4.
Phone a
I'll click
friend.
off that tab. Um,
Phone a friend.
oh, God.
Mark, I
Knowing-
need an answer.
Yeah, knowing Sony, their delays are usually big delays, so I'll say to be determined.
All right.
Eh.
well, Mark, you are right. Congratulations.
Oh, God. That
Yes.
was a complete fluky guess. I nearly went with...
Look.
Yeah, I nearly went with end of February. But yeah,
Ah,
I've just
yes,
thought,
well-
I just know Sony.
Yes. Sony has put the brakes on the PlayStation 4's date with China after delaying the sales system just days ahead of its scheduled January 11th launch. In a statement provided to Reuters, the company said it was holding back the PS4 due to various factors, in quotes, and that a new date has yet to be decided. Additionally, Sony Entertainment spokesperson Cade Bunn, literally Cade Bunn, told Bloomberg the Chinese government asked us for final adjustments, which will take some time, so we decided to delay the launch date. So there you have it. It also is not known whether this is going to affect the PS4 Vita, the PS Vita, which was also supposed to launch on January 11th. So if both are being affected or just the PS4, we don't know that yet.
Is there a launch date for Xbox One in China yet?
It's already out.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yes,
wow.
yeah. It
Oh, that's
launched,
a disadvantage for Sony then.
It sold like 400 copies or something like over
yes,
Christmas.
405, I believe. Actually,
Yeah.
was
Is that
the
all?
official number.
Because
Yes,
the population in China is massive.
yes.
So, yeah, you'd expect it to sell quite well, wouldn't you? Even if like a small percentage of population buys it.
Yeah, I
That's
believe it
quite
launched
shocking,
back
really.
in September. No, and it actually, I think it sold over like 100,000 on their initial offering. I don't know. Those were some of the numbers, but I don't think we've gotten any official numbers out of China. Something tells me
so-
they're, yeah.
Oh, Sony's seen the sales for Microsoft
Yeah.
and thought, fuck that, I'm not fucking selling that there, it's going to cost too much. So,
Yes. All right. Well done.
you forgot who's won now, haven't you?
Yeah, I was just like double checking. I'm like, well done, Mark.
It's Mark.
I wanted to give it to you, Nicole, but I couldn't. Mark,
Hey,
well done.
I'm the monkey in the middle. I'm good.
You are the monkey in the middle. Speaking of monkeys in the middle, we've got trivia to talk about here. Some listener supplied trivia. So
This is my new favourite bit of a show, this.
yes, it is. So Jason Johnson shot over more trivia for us. Jason, we very much appreciate the trivia. And anybody else listening to this podcast, please send in trivia. It's fun, especially when I give it to these guys.
I can imagine some of the
that came out
questions
wrong.
the track guys would send in.
Oh.
Jeez, you should see their WhatsApp chat group. It's it's X-rated, put it that way.
I can only imagine. All right. Jason Johnson wrote in and said, "Hey, OC crew, here is more trivia for this week. I hope you like it because I have some wicked ideas for future trivia. Good luck." All right. Well, we will start with Rich. We'll start with you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Rich.
start with a loser.
And then we'll go to Mark. And then Nicole.
Keep him going.
Rich, Dr. Willy is the nemesis of which video game protagonist?
Mega Man.
Good job, Robin, in here.
Didn't even need the multiple choice, but I'm going to give multiple choice anyway. A, Sonic the Hedgehog. B, Blinks the Time Sweeper. Is, by the way, Blinks the Cat Time Sweeper. Isn't that what it is? Anyway. Earthworm Jim and Mega Man. And you are absolutely 100% correct. It is Mega Man. Way to redeem yourself. Booyah.
Fuck yeah. Sucking my Siam brother.
All right. Mark, what game features an item called the Horadic Cube? Or Horadic Cube? Or Hordric
I
Cube?
heard Hordick.
Or the Hordic Cube, yes.
Horny dick.
Is it A, Portal, B, Lego Indiana Jones, C, Diablo 2, or D, Minecraft?
Right, the only one I haven't played out of that lot is Diablo 2. And now, this does ring a bell. I've heard of this before. Oh, shit, so I should know this.
I believe Hordic is on many a... No, never mind.
Just
Hey,
run through that
property
game
for
again,
this.
please,
Pretty sure
Greg.
it is Heradic. But it's A, Portal, B, Lego Indiana Jones, C, Diablo 2, or D, Minecraft.
I actually
Or
think
Adric.
I think it's a Lego Indiana Jones. I think. Yeah, I'll go with that.
You are incorrect.
Oh, bollocks.
Nicole, would you like to give us the game that this is from? Is it A, Portal, B, well, we already know, not Lego Indiana Jones, C, Diablo 2, or D, Minecraft? You have three choices for your Hordic.
No.
Yes, Heradic. Horadric. It's
It's
Horadric.
Drick. Yes,
yes, Drick.
Hordick. Anyway, A. I don't know what A was. That'll
I'm
work.
going to say Portal.
No, oh, Portal? No, I don't know. Yeah, go with Portal. It's not my thing.
Nicole, it is certainly not your thing. You are incorrect. That leaves you, Rich. You have two choices left. Is it Diablo 2 or Minecraft?
Diablo 2.
Yeah, I
well
was like, oh,
played,
that.
Mr. PC Master Race. Diablo 2 for the win. That brings us to the final question, which, Nicole, we're coming back to you because this is your turn to head this one up. It's Name the Game based on the back of the box. Nicole,
Oh, I hate
name
this.
this
I
game.
love this.
It's a little easy. I'll throw it a little bit out there, a little kind of easy. Here we go,
Is
Nicole.
it the return of John 117 Master Chief?
No, not that easy. Nicole, when Mario arrives on tropical Isle Delfino, the once pristine island is polluted and plastered with graffiti.
Mario Sunshine. What?
Is that your final answer? Or
This is my final answer. Just go with it.
I'll finish
Damn, I
reading
have
it
to
out.
play.
Even worse, he's being blamed for the mess. Now, instead of enjoying a relaxing vacation, Mario has to clean up the place and track down the real culprit. Now, Nicole, I'm going to give this to you, but technically, you missed a word. It's Super Mario Sunshine.
Jesus Christ! Sorry, Super Mario.
All right, well done.
I have the game.
Well done to everybody. It was an awesome news quiz. And thank you for the game trivia, Jason Johnson. Again, if you want to send us in trivia, by all means do, podcast@g4te.com. And just drop us in trivia questions with multiple choice possibilities, and of course, give us the answer. All right.
On the subject of Mario, actually, I learned an interesting fact today.
Did you know?
Yeah, I learned what Yoshi's full name is.
Please tell
Oh
us.
God. Yeah, don't. It's crazy.
T Yoshi saw Munchakumbas is his full name.
And on that note, Rich, we're going to kick off something new. Your PC Master Race moment. Rich, did we ever finally decide what we're going to call this segment?
We did. It's going to be called Mr. Webster's Wonder Emporium of Steam and other things. No, it's going to be
Really
called
liked mine.
from the Desktop.
From the desktop.
you.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
maybe we can even wrangle up a jingle one of these days. But from the desktop, from the PC Master Race, Rich, you're going to be covering some PC-specific news topics.
Yeah, news, features, anything that's worthy of mentioning. Just anything that sort of sticks out as PC specific, because we do a lot of console stuff, and there's more and more of the community playing on PC these days.
Right, right.
So it makes sense, yeah. So I'm going to kick off the first one. It just goes back to something that was mentioned in the past, that PC hardware can be a bit confusing for people who want to maybe get into PC gaming. And there's all these different acronyms for stuff that they don't quite understand, like ATX and mini ATX and CPU.
LOL and LMAO. What?
Yeah, and because there's a wide variety of components, you're not really
Yes.
quite sure what works with what. I mean, in general, a graphics card can only go into one hole. A processor can only go into one place. But when if you're looking to build your own machine, you need to make sure you get stuff that fits the case. So the motherboard has to be the right type to match the case, etc. Basically, my gold star point for anybody who's looking to get into building PCs or making a gaming rig is to go to Dino PC, which is a website.
Dino PC, is that DYNO?
No, DINO.
Okay. See, we need clarification here.
It's a good place to go if you want to buy a gaming specific PC or if you want to learn how to build one, because what they do is they have set machines set up depending on budget, and then you customize it. You can increase the RAM, choose a better motherboard, choose a better graphics card, etc. But the reason why it sticks out for me, for people that are just starting out, is you can see what fits in what, because it won't let you select something that doesn't work together.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So you can
So-
use it for your own roadmap.
Yeah, basically, if you want to learn yourself. So you go on, you look at the thing, and you see, okay, so that motherboard works with that case, and it'll be an ATX motherboard. So you know that you need to get an ATX case with an ATX power supply, but you'll learn all that just by looking at this website. Or if you want to be like somebody like Duke Scath on the Veteran Gamers podcast, you
We
can
do
buy a
that.
game PC off there. Yeah.
You can? Okay, so you could just straight up you could fill it out basically, tell them the specs you want, and then they'll put it together for you.
Yeah, they build custom desktop PCs designed for gaming.
Okay.
They are quite reasonable. You will save money by building it yourself. You could probably knock £200 off whatever they're charging, and that's what you'd pay if you built it yourself.
Right. Right.
depending on what you look for in sales and things like that. So I just wanted to throw that out there just to start off, that there's
Okay.
things that you can do to sort of, hide the veil of mystique.
No, that's a
surrounding.
great suggestion, and it honestly it makes the notion of building your own PC a little less daunting, because I know a lot of it really is plug and play these days, and you don't have to have in a clean room to make a PC. You can do it in your own living room for the all intents and purposes. But knowing what parts go to what, and knowing, especially like the motherboard, that actually is one that honestly always has thrown me off. Knowing, is my motherboard going to work with the graphics processors that I'm looking at, that kind of thing. So that's good to know. That's
Yeah,
helpful.
and
Yep.
that's the main thing when you're building a PC is the motherboard, really, because the motherboard will decide what size case you need, what type of RAM you can take, how much, and all that sort of business. So this will really help with that.
Okay.
So that's my first feature, I think.
like
I've
it.
got a couple of little news things that are PC specific that I'll just run through that have been coming out this last week.
Okay.
CES is going on at the minute.
Yes, Consumer Electronics Show out in Las Vegas.
It's basically like, as you know, it's E3 for consumer electronics, so that's computers, TVs, all that sort of business.
A little bit of gaming there, but it is really mostly more TV, computer, just actual hardware.
That's it. And Intel have come out with their well, it basically looks like a really big USB thumb drive, but it's
Yes.
actually a little computer.
Yes, I saw this.
Yeah, they're calling it the Intel Compute Stick.
Right.
It's basically like if you imagine, like, if you get a USB Wi-Fi adapter, it's maybe, it looks like it's about 4 inches long or something like that.
Right.
And it's a PC in a little thing like that, and the specs are it's trying to compete with the Chromecast, and maybe not compete with Raspberry Pi, but it's certainly something to look at against the Raspberry Pi. The specs are, for the top end model, which is $149, it's an Intel Atom processor. The speed hasn't been declared yet. It'll probably be like 1 gigahertz or something, like like a tablet or something. 2 gigs of RAM and a 32 gigabyte storage.
It's amazing that they have that in there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's smaller than this phone, and it's got 2 gigs of RAM and a 32 gigabyte storage and a processor and everything else. It's a working computer. You plug it in and go, and that's Windows as well. It runs Windows.
Yeah, it's running Windows 8.1. I saw that, and I just my jaw literally dropped open when I actually saw a picture of the device, because it does look like just a little bit larger thumb drive.
It's amazing what they can fit in. I mean, the 32 gig hard drive space doesn't blow in, because you can get SD cards, but the fact that there's a processor that runs graphics, because it's an Intel Atom chip, so it's graphics inside it, 2 gigs of RAM, and then all the other little bits and bobs to go in it, is just amazing. You can even drop down to an $89 model that has 1 gig of RAM, 8 gig storage, and runs Linux. Crickets, I hear. Crickets. So yeah, I mean,
Let's not rush us. Let's not rush us, Rich. Linux is it's a little advanced for us at this point.
So yeah, that's quite an interesting thing. It just shows you where technology's going. If this is what they're showing us, imagine what they're actually working on.
Yeah.
R&D. It's crazy. 2 game news specific things come out. Elder Scrolls Online. The only reason I'm mentioning it is because a lot of people in our community like Skyrim. They've removed 6-month subs as an option. You can no longer buy a 6-month subscription.
So you just go month to month?
Yeah. It's brought rumours that it might be going free to play soon.
I was just going to say that's probably getting ready for a free to play.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, it's never come to the consoles, although it was announced for the consoles. Do we even know if they have any updates on that?
I think it's in beta, but I could have dreamed that. Who knows?
Sure.
Go with that.
That's professional journalism. That I just dream the news. They've also this was the other day, but today it was announced. EB Games in Australia have actually removed it from the shelves. You can't buy a hard copy anymore from EB Games in Australia, which has led more, added more fire to this. It's going free to play or pay to play or pay to win. Basically, an MMO that's pay to win is basically like it's free, but it's a shit experience, and
Right.
you don't go very far unless you put money up front. And The Witcher 3 was
Yes.
the PC specs were released.
Oh yeah,
What
they
you
were
need.
pretty outrageous.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, they could have been worse because they're not very dissimilar to other games that have come out in recent years that don't look or won't play half as well. Watch Dogs being one of them. That the specs for Watch Dogs was quite high. This game looks 10 times better than what Watch Dogs does. I mean, graphically, gameplay wise, and everything. Just to give you an example, the recommended specs are an i7 at 3.4 gigahertz or an AMD FX 8350 at 4 gig. Now I've got an AMD FX 8350 overclocked at 4.2 and a half gigs, so I'm set for the recommended graphics card.
Okay.
Recommended processor. You need a GTX 770, which is a card that costs a couple of £100. So you need to spend a few £100 to buy that graphics card.
And these are the recommended specs.
Yeah, so this is. They say it used to be years ago. Recommended specs was to run it at 60 frames per second at whatever the high resolution of the day was. Nowadays, it's generally recommended specs is to run it at high settings between 30 and 460 because 30 is a playable frame rate.
Right.
It just depends, though. It depends on the game and how it's coded. So an i7 or an FX 8350, a GTX 770, 8 gigs of RAM, and a 64-bit OS. Now, more and more games are coming out requiring 64-bit OSs as well, which is good for the industry because,
Sure.
that 8 gig of RAM, it wouldn't be able to see it if it wasn't 64-bit anyway. The minimum specs is the one. The minimum specs are quite high. You need an i5 2500K at 3.3, which is a pretty decent i5,
Right.
even now. An AMD Phenom 2X 4940, which is it's a 4-core quad-core processor from a couple of years ago. So that's not too bad, but it says that you need at least a GTX 660 graphics card to run the game, which is basically the generation prior to the 770 recommended. Now, I'm just going to do a quick Google now. A GTX 660 costs between 140 and 150 pounds. Graphics card only.
So, Rich, here's my minimum spec to play The Witcher 3. A PS4 or an Xbox One.
That costs $400.
I know. I'm just teasing. But at least you don't have to
What I'm
worry.
saying is like half. You basically if you buy 2 graphics cards, you buy a PS4.
Yeah, true.
It's one of them. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was just going to say, and this is one of those daunting moments. This is one of those moments that I think a lot of people that are potentially getting into PC gaming get a little freaked out by. It's, all of these different specs and all of this notion of the specs will change moving forward. And it's one of the things that it does make PC gaming a little bit daunting. It's gotten a lot better in terms of updates, that kind of thing. But the whole notion of continually having to update and upgrade just to be able to play certain games that are coming out versus having them tailor those games towards, kind of the minimum spec, which was going to be the consoles as we move forward, because the consoles eventually are really going to be well, they actually already are kind of the low-end PC specs. I don't know.
Well, I think, and that's a very valid point and understandable if that's the way you look at it, because the way the industry actually works is not the way some people think. Some people think PC is on its own, and like you said, the specs change, and they think in next year it'll be the next best graphics card or the year after, and that's not necessarily the case with the vast majority of games because PC gaming follows the console generation now. So the specs will only match kind of what the consoles can do. This is quite a bad time to get into PC gaming for the first time.
Okay.
And I only say that because we're at the beginning, well, not the very start, but we're in the beginning stages of a new generation. And the specs for PC games in a year or two are a bit unknown compared to the consoles because as the developers squeeze more power out of the consoles, which have 8 cores, which have 8 gigabytes of video RAM technically, which doesn't exist really in commercial use on PCs. when they start using that more, the PC specs will sort of follow up, which is why you need a sort of a minimum GTX 660. But in the same sense, in 4 years' time, if you have a PC that can run that Witcher 3, you'll have a PC that can run anything
Yeah,
in
true.
about 3 or 4 years. Do you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
retrospective. And I'll just quickly explain for people who aren't sure about the RAM thing I've just said. On the consoles, they have unified RAM. So they have 8 GB unified, which is shared between the graphics card and the processor. So there's no latency between the two. The graphics card and the processor see the RAM at the same time. They pass the information through, all that stuff. Current PC technology has the RAM separate from the graphics,
Right. Right.
which creates latency. It might only be small, but it creates latency. So you have 8 GB, like I have 8 GB of computer RAM, and then at the moment I've got 2 GB of graphics RAM. So I've only got 2 GB of graphics RAM, so I can only push up to 2 GB. Whereas if developers are snazzy with it, and as they get better with the hardware and stuff, they could push to 8 GB of video RAM. Not 8 GB because you've got the OS as well, but you know, essentially this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and that's why it's a worry right now, because video RAM is the most important thing. My next card that I'll be looking to get soon, which is actually a GTX 970, which is almost one of the top end type cards. It's the future proof. It's got 4 GB of RAM, but I know in 2 years' time there'll be cards with 6 and
Right,
8
right.
just readily available sort of on the shelves. So this isn't necessarily the best time to get into gaming on PC if you're worried about the specs changing and stuff.
Interesting.
But if you
Okay.
if you do buy smart and you look at specs like The Witcher and things and keep that in mind, you can sort of judge where you need to be. And the good thing about PC is you can always swap stuff out and upgrade.
All right. Okay.
But
that
while
was-
we're on about CEX, it's not CEX, it's CES.
Well, we're on about sex.
You were
No.
thinking SES.
No,
no,
He was thinking SES.
Boom,
No, no,
chicka,
before you
bow,
start,
wow.
Nicole, before you start getting all giddy, CEX is a smelly second-hand shop in the UK where you buy second-hand stuff.
It is, yeah.
No, in CES,
Right.
Nyko, who make like accessories for consoles and stuff, they've unveiled what we call a data bank for the PS4. It's basically like the cover what you move off to the side to replace a hard drive on the PS4. It's like a larger, it's like a double-decker bus version of it, and this slots into place, and it allows you to put a 3.5-inch hard drive in there, which opens up massive storage possibilities for the PS4. So I think that's a really good idea.
Right. And it's an add-on, so it's going
Yeah.
to be. Actually, well, here's a question: do we know if the PS4 will still recognize the old hard drive along with the new one?
It actually replaces your old hard drive.
Okay.
It replaces it and becomes your new internal drive. Because at the moment, unlike the Xbox One, the PS4 can use an external hard drive, USB hard drive, but only for storage. It can't use it for installing games. So this is like a replacement for your hard drive. So if
Okay.
you've got the original 500 gig PS4, when these come out in early 2015, you could stick a 4 gig hard drive in it
Now,
if you want.
can't you? But I guess here's a question, and I thought you could replace the internal hard drive of the PS4.
You can, but it's a 2.5-inch laptop drive, and
Okay.
it has a maximum height of 9.5, whatever it is, millimeters.
Okay.
It's a really thin one, and you can't. A lot of the bigger capacity drives are thicker. They're about 12, 13 millimeters, so they won't physically fit into the machine.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that. All right.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
Top drives slower as well, don't they?
yeah, but yeah, 400 hour. I've got a 2 gigabyte in mine, which is currently the largest available you can get for it, as far as I know at the moment.
The
Okay.
2 terabytes.
What did I say? 2
Gigabyte.
gigabytes.
2 gigabyte. Yeah. The 2
Yeah.
gigabyte
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah,
I was
2
gonna say
gigabyte.
this-
1987 was the best one, man. But yeah, sorry, 2 terabyte.
I was going to say, this is 8 gigabytes.
Yeah, this phone here is a 64 gigabyte.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah, so
Go
just
ahead,
thought I'd
Mike.
throw that in there just to break up the PC news.
Well, it's kind of making it's almost.
You mentioned CES, so I thought I had to throw that in there.
It's interesting. It's bringing on the whole modular console idea. Console
Yeah.
players are starting to mod their consoles in a nice way. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
installing hard drives and whatnot, and that's
Stolen
good.
hard drives.
See, the thing with PC, like if you build a PC and you're into PC gaming, like, all you are really is just a tinker. You're just fucking messing around with stuff. That's all it is, really. It is a wondrous thing, though. I have to say, when you spend the time building it slowly, piece by piece, you put it all together. You take the time, you put everything in place, and then you switch it on. And that little blue light comes on, and it works perfectly fine first time. There's almost no, I mean, I have a daughter, so it's probably better than that as well. I'm only messing. I'm only messing. It's almost.
All right. I'm going to
It's
push
great.
us along.
And that is basically it from the desktop, really. There isn't really much else I wanted to talk about.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Webster, for that. I'm pushing us along. We're going to do something fun now. Well, not that wasn't fun, Rich. I should
Thanks.
apologize there, because that was fun. Talking PC is always fun. I love it. I heart PC Master Race.
Oh, I think you got some of that sarcasm on me. Wait, hold on. Let me wipe this
Just
off.
wipe it off. Yep. All right. Well, speaking of no, I'm not going to even go anywhere with that. Look, we've got predictions to talk about here. Now, we're not going to talk about predictions for this year. That's going to be next week. We're going to talk about predictions from last year, and just let's see how good we did or didn't do. If that was even proper
I
English.
can't even remember what I said.
Well,
I think I
thank
can remember one of
God,
them. I
Mark.
think one was a Titanfall one.
Thank God I have every one of them written down.
Yeah.
So we
All
will
mine will be wrong anyway.
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
most of us are wrong, but we're going to start with Nicole. Nicole, you had written yours in to me, and quite elaborate, might I add. Your three predictions, and I had asked for, I think, three in general from everybody. So, Nicole, you had said Oddworld New and Tasty would be delayed, and I honestly don't know. Did that ever come out to the PlayStation 4?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if it was delayed, but it came out.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You also
It was delayed by an hour, so she's correct.
There you go. You were correct. You then put in parentheses on both of these next two games, hot with exclamation points, as in you are going to love them. Destiny looks like this one is going to be a phenomenal game. Knowing Bungie, I expect it to be out on the confirmed date of September 9th, as promised, with a definite Halo feel to the movement of the characters, excellent graphics, seemingly solid storyline. Maybe a miss on the storyline, but overall, I think you hit
she's
it
got
home on
that,
that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also said hot for Titanfall. Much like Destiny, I expect this to be one that delivers as promised. It comes in early in the year. Again, having the Halo feel, but also Call of Duty feel to be something familiar. I do love my graphics, but even more, this game has mechs. Halo plus mechs equals
yeah.
true gaming love. I won't say it was Halo. I didn't ever get a Halo feel to this game. This game played a lot faster than that. But I can't argue with the whole. It was a good, fun game. So.
And I do have to say, I love you, Nicole, but they were a bit easy predictions, then, weren't they?
She even told us.
You went the easy route.
Yeah, she didn't go out on a limb on anything here. But Mark, let's take a look at what you had to say. Mark, you said Titanfall will be a fantastic game on Xbox One, but will be a massive failure on the 360, and it will run like crap and look awful and have tons of issues. So I never played it on the 360.
I did,
and
it was really good. Yeah.
Okay.
It was the opposite. It was really good, and I think they was trying to muffle it so it didn't show up the Xbox One version. So, not that the Xbox One version was worse, but I mean to limit sales on the Xbox One. Yeah. It was a decent copy. What they subbed that out, didn't they, to another developer?
Right. They did.
I can't remember the name now. Was it Blue Point or something?
I think it was Blue Point. Yeah.
Yeah, they did a cracking job. So yeah, I got that fucking thing wrong, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, Mark, another thing that, sorry, Twitch TV streaming for Xbox One gets delayed and does not come in 2014. That was your prediction. So we do know that
was
did
nearly
in fact
right.
come.
Yeah, but I was nearly right. It was delayed by a lot, wasn't it?
It did get delayed, but it definitely came out in
I
2014.
should have said a few months, shouldn't I? No.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
You did say
I get half a point for that.
I'm not sure we can give you half a point.
Ah, you tight bastard.
Maybe a quarter point. A
Yeah.
quarter point. Mark, you did say also there will be an official PS4 and PS Vita bundle SKU released. So official in the box SKU. That did not happen.
And
No.
I thought it had.
I don't think they've released out an in the box SKU of a
I
PlayStation 4
can
and
bundle it
Vita.
up and sell one to you if you wanted.
Well, yes, you could. And I know there have been some game shops that have done that, but I don't think an actual in the box PS Vita and PS4 together, sealed up has happened.
I like it when you say skew. Say skew again.
SKU.
Say skew some more.
Skew me, Richard. All right. You also said
Wow.
PlayStation will be the leading console in sales worldwide and in North America in 2014. That absolutely is correct. Yeah. You went further on to say Microsoft will announce Gears of War at or before E3, which I think they did. That Black Tusk Studios was announced to be working on the next Gears game. They just didn't have anything to show. Fallout 4 will come out this year. Yeah, that didn't happen. So, Mark, not bad.
Yeah. I've just done a quick Google search and GameSpot have got on their thing back in June that it's unannounced, but they've got an Ultimate Player Edition, which is a PS4 and a PS Vita.
Yeah. Unannounced, Mark.
Yeah, I know, but-
Yeah.
Quarter point again.
Yeah, keep your quarter point hush.
All right, so I will say you out of your 5, I think you had 6 predictions here, but we're gonna give you what is it? 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter.
A quarter point.
Robin had these predictions. New dinosaur Jurassic Park game announced. I don't know if that happened or not. I'm trying to think if there was any kind of dinosaur Jurassic Park like game announced.
There was a movie announced, but not the game.
Yeah.
No game.
He said Microsoft would tease a handheld. That definitely did not happen. And he said Oculus Rift will announce a tie-up with Microsoft or Sony. That did not either happen. Sony decided to bring out their own version of Oculus Rift. So no points for him. Jay threw out these predictions. Microsoft will release a Kinectless Xbox One. Spot on.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yep. He said Sony will officially announce their VR headset peripheral at E3. Again, spot on.
Yeah.
And Elder Scroll Online will fail as a subscription-based console game and go free-to-play later in the year. So I'm going to give him half of this only because it actually never came out yet for console. So it didn't fail as a subscription-based console game, but it certainly has failed as a subscription. If I could only speak, that would really help this whole thing. It's not really succeeding as a subscription-based game right now. And there are strong rumors it will go free to play. So we'll give him a half a point, 2.5 points. But well done, Jay. Let's see, Fraser. Titanfall will sell a ton, but won't be as good as everyone hopes. I maybe kind of have to agree with that. It sold pretty well and definitely didn't live up to a lot of people's hype meters. You won't see Rainbow Six Patriots or The Last Guardian this year. Also, well done. Although Rainbow Six Patriots, well, I guess it's been morphed. We know Rainbow Six Patriots doesn't really exist anymore. It's now Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we still can give him a point for that. That's pretty well done. And then finally, he said the Steam Box will be a relative success, but won't impact the console market at all. The Steam controller will be consigned to the scrap heap. I'm going to give him half a point because the controller has already been scrapped, but he's not going to get the full point because the Steam Box actually really hasn't been a success at all.
Controller's coming out.
Is the controller still coming out? I thought they scrapped the original idea and they're going with the new direction. The haptic feedback.
It's gone through 4 prototypes. It's on like version 4.0, but it's been finalized. It's like done now. They're gonna make some and then take them to the next conference thing.
Yeah.
But I think
No.
they added like a D-pad and something else.
Yeah, a bit of failure. That's what they added.
Well, yeah, if they just done what it come out as originally, it just would have been perfect. Instead, they tried to make it more like a controller, and
Hmm.
yeah.
Well, let's see what this fine gentleman had to say. Some guy named Greg. It's clearly insightful. He said,
Oh
Valve,
yeah, real fine gentleman.
Valve OS will gain traction, but the actual Steam machine sales will flounder. I'll let you guys be the judge on mine. I won't.
Well,
I
none
don't
of
know.
that's happened, has it? The OS hasn't been released, and the Steam machines haven't been released. So you
Yeah,
stole that quarter point off me, so you're not having it.
I'm getting nothing off that. Sony will announce PlayStation Now services for Europe for 2015. I believe that's correct. PlayStation
All in
Now in
North America.
2015.
I thought it was just North America.
Well, they've only announced it's coming out in North America. Well, it was beta in North America in 2014. Double check that. I see you typing, Mark. Go ahead.
Right.
And then Microsoft Black Tusk Studios game will be revealed as a Perfect Dark reboot. Clearly a fail. Finally, is this Mr. Webster, I believe? Somebody will be caught having a wank wearing Oculus Rift. I almost want to say that's probably already happened, but I can't give that to you yet because it's not been confirmed unless you can find it.
I don't ever remember saying that ever.
This might be Primrose. This could be Richard Primrose.
I think it might be Primrose.
Yeah. I just had Richard down here, so you're gonna have to take the heat for Rich.
I'll take it. There's only 2 Riches in the world, so I'll take it.
The next prediction was Gabe Newell will be brought in as an executive consultant for Sony and will win the console wars with innovative use of hats.
What the
This
fuck?
is totally Primrose. Yeah. And finally, his outrageous prediction, Rockstar will announce a persistent world version of Bully. Players can continue to bully or be bullied for a nominal subscription fee. After progressing through school and college, you can continue to bully or be bullied at work for a nominal subscription fee. A decade after it's introduced and after a number of real-life suicides and one infamous seek out and murder case, government bodies worldwide will persuade Rockstar to patch the game and install in-game counselors to provide support to players who have suffered over the years of abuse, which they have paid a nominal subscription fee for.
It's definitely Primrose. Definitely.
He's a
Primrose.
fucking wizard. That is so specific. Fucking more specific.
Oh,
Well, there's some developer somewhere writing all this down now.
I
right?
know.
Yeah.
That brought a tear to my eye. Well done.
And good news, Greg. PlayStation Now was confirmed for 2015 for Europe. It was announced at Gamescom. So you got that.
Yep, I got my point, but I think clearly was it Fraser and Jay were the elite prediction people this year, and by all means, Jay, well done. So that gives you a preview for next week, though. That's what we're going to do next week. We're going to put out our predictions for this coming year, and of course, we encourage any listeners, send us any emails, send us tweets, give us your predictions for next year. All right, I'm running dry. Let's see, we've got an email here, and we're going to start wrapping things up because we've gone pretty long already. Dorian wrote in real quickly. Of course, this is Dorian, also known as Parsnip Nose. And he said, "Hi guys, I just wanted to thank you all for the kind sentiments last week. It really meant a lot to me. I won't be in chat this week as I have another ear appointment, but I should be back at abnormal. I should be back to abnormal next week, and see you all in the chat. Thank you for all those who have contacted me, wishing me well. Lots of love, Parsnip Nose." Dorian, we're super glad to hear you're doing better. And if you can't hear us out of one ear, then listen with the other. All right. We have
sound advice.
I give the best advice, I tell you. Nicole, it is a lengthy new release schedule. In fact, it is so long. I can't even put up music for this. We're just roll through them real fast, Nicole. In your best Southern Belle.
Well, except that I was gonna do. I'm gonna actually do the Japanese the way they would do it, not with not that freaky other podcast crap. But the Atelier, what is it? Atelier
I'm not
Aisha
helping you.
plus the Alchemist of Dusk. will be released for Vita on January 13th. But I put out the Japanese for that one because I was looking the game up, and it's Asha no Atori, Tazo Gare no Daichi no Renkin Jutsushi, and then it literally translates to Atelier Aisha, Alchemist of the Ground Dusk. I know, wasn't that pretty?
You'd fit perfectly on the Game Punches podcast with
Yes.
that Japanese.
No, because
Well,
that's the way they would say it.
no, the way they would say it would
anyway.
be Asha no Atori, Tasakore no
Yeah.
Daichi no Renkin Jujitsui.
That's, yeah. And then and then Duke Nukem 3D Megaton Edition Vita for January 13th.
Yeah.
Big whopping 2 games on the 13th for you Vita people. Everybody else, F off.
It's pretty slow, and there very well probably will be some kind of arcade like downloadable releases this coming week. But it is ultimately the doldrums right now of after Christmas. Not too many stuff. Not too many games coming out, and I'm thinking in probably like a week to 2 weeks is when it's going to start rolling again. But they're just giving everybody a little bit of time to play their Christmas games. Speaking of playing games. Okay. Negative Nancy. All right, Thursday we've got the Track Mini League. So this is what you were partaking in?
Yeah, this is what I was in last night. Starts at 9 p.m. UK time. It's you can join in the fun. There's a few of us already signed up to it, but you can join in. It's no problem at all. The guys run a really good league. You just make sure you've got Loopy Dean on your friends list and the Henwood. So Loopy Dean's running it, but the Henwood's sort of like the main sort of like initiator track.
Okay.
The results from last night, incidentally, there was 2 sprint races and 1 sort of like longer race. In the pro section, Fezler won the first race, and then Big Balls Paul won the AMS section. In race 2, it was again Fezler and then Big Balls. And then in race 3, the Henwood came first, and Big Balls won the AM section again. And they've actually promoted Paul now to the pros, so that was good news for him. So he's in the pro section now.
Is Paul Big Balls?
Yes, Paul's Big Balls.
So
Big Balls Paul. Yeah.
So now he's pro Big Balls.
Yeah, pro massive balls. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Rich, I believe you want to Team Fortress 2 announcement here for Friday nights.
Yeah, Friday, 8 p.m. UK time. I'm just throwing it on there just for the UK people, really. I've got plans at the weekend, so I can't organise a nice one for the United States of Freedom. But so yeah, 8 p.m. UK time. Team Fortress 2 on Steam. Add me, Big Bad Daddy, with a 1 instead of an I at the beginning because I'm cool like Adrift. Yeah, some Team Fortress 2 goodness. Bring your hats.
8 p.m. UK time, which is I think 1 o'clock Pacific time, so it'd be 4 o'clock Eastern. If I'm doing all my time zones correctly, I think you guys are 7 hours ahead of us right now.
Yeah. In fact, let's make it 9 o'clock.
All right.
No, it's 8 and 5, isn't it? 5 hours for the East and 8 hours for the West.
All right. Figure it out,
1
people.
PM, so 1 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, and 9 p.m. real time.
Real time, my ass.
Proper time. Yeah.
Proper Greenwich Mean Time.
The origins of time.
Yeah.
Is it Greenwich Mean Time right now, or are you guys in British or BST time? What
No,
what
well,
are you
is it winter, Greg, or is it summer?
It's winter. What does that tell me?
Yeah, so it
I
won't be
don't know.
British summertime, will it?
Oh, because I always say British bullshit time. So I mean,
Yeah. Bullshit
Right,
standard
Mark.
time and gross mountain time.
Yep. All right. Well, Team Fortress 2 though next week, Friday, sometime in the afternoon or evening, depending on where you live. just friend up Big Bad Daddy on the Steams. All right. We also have this Clan Wars thing going on. Nicole, you guys are fighting some other faction now. You're always angry at people fighting.
I know. I put that in there because I had to go look it up on my phone. I'm like, who the hell are we fighting? Yeah, Isapskit with the, and they're obviously
Isapskits.
they're really pissed off because there's about 3 T's at the end of that and 4 exclamation points.
If you had a clan name like that, wouldn't you be angry?
Have I been booted from the clan
Yeah,
yet, Nicole? Because I've not been on for a couple of weeks.
yes, I believe you have been booted.
Fraser takes no prisoners. He's
Yeah,
just like,
it's
you contribute. Yeah.
no mercy, no mercy.
No, well, you got to realize we have this. We've got to have your support. We have to have your little people in our little castles. And now that Jade's in there and Kim's in there and me, and we used to be in the Cock Clan, the different one, Kingdoms of Camelot versus the, well, we called it Cock, sorry,
Yeah.
KOC, and this is COC. Um,
You like the
we
cock?
used to send, oh my God, shut up. And then it would be weird if I didn't, but anyway.
Move on. Move on.
Yeah, so, anywho, it's extra funny now, so you need to come back in there because we're having all these little weird conversations.
Well, there you go.
Seriously,
What more?
in the
What more
chat, it's
motivation do you
hilarious.
need? And
3 girls with all those guys, come on now.
I hear you. I hear you. Speaking of things that are difficult, there's not a good transition for this. Mark, we have this cross.
way there.
I know it's a horrible transition, but we've got this whole golfing thing. Let's talk
Yeah.
about this.
The cross-platform challenge is on the game The Golf Club, which is on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and we're running on all 3 systems. So if you're on PS4, make sure you got me, Marcanix, on your friends list. If you're on Xbox One, Murphy's Law on your friends list, which is Greg.
Right.
And PC users, make sure you got The Real Defoe on your friends list, so we can see your results. And the course is Littlebrook Manor. If you go into the tournament section, look for your friends. You'll see the tournaments in there.
Right.
There might be duplicates because we knew at this and we didn't know how to do it.
Because we
And
made
actually,
5.
yeah, and I actually got an official response from the golf club people, developers, saying, "Yeah, sorry, you can't delete them yet, so we're going to stay on there forever."
Right.
We've got some results in already. There's a week left. It finishes next Friday, and we've got some results in from on the PS4 anyway from Dave, which is Morty 1884, and our favourite winner who used to win all the trials games, Robbie Manny Calavera. He's put a fantastic round in. I ain't going to say what it is because you're going to have to just hope you
got to
beat
play.
him.
Right. You got to
Yeah.
play. You can't win if you don't play.
You can have as many goals as you want until next week, and your best round, either take a screen grab or make sure you're on my friends list so I can see it on the leaderboard, and we'll announce it next Friday. So good luck.
Mark, can we talk about your round?
No. Right, okay. Let's get one thing clear, right? This is the first time I've ever played the game. I've never played it before. There's no fancy little girl in a Japanese outfit, little miniskirt, and with a power meter telling you how far to hit it. This is proper serious tracking golf game, and it is rock hard if you've never played it before. And my first ever go, and I got a yeah, so that was my score. Plus 28.
Yeah, it can be rough. It definitely can be rough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send
considering, considering that some of the guys are getting like over -10.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what we've got, but they're getting over -10.
Right. They're hitting like the pros. Mark, I'm gonna send you a picture of a little Japanese caddy girl, and you can tape it up next to your TV, so you'll have her in the game helping you out.
Well, I've got that Hot Shots Golf on the Vita, which is ace. It's an ace golf game, but it helps you because it's got the power meters and the putting meters.
Right.
But this doesn't. It's and the commentator. What a sarcastic bastard he is. Oh yeah, I bet you didn't mean to hit that into the monkey, did you? No, didn't you, twat? Thanks for letting me know. So yeah, it's funny actually. It's really funny.
Yeah,
I'll have
it's
to
a good
record
game.
some of them.
It definitely is a good game. It comes with all of the real life frustrations of golf. That is probably the.
Yeah.
It's a pro and a con.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let us move on. Let us get to victories achieved. So, first things first, we have a winner from the last quarter of victories achieved, which we failed to announce last week. We're going to announce it this week. That winner was randomly picked, and that is PG Tip 77. Congratulations. He finished Halo 2 Master Chief Collection on November 29th, and that was the winning entry we pulled. So PG Tips, get in touch with us. We will also try and get in touch with you, and we'll get you a $20 gift card for either PSN, Xbox Live, or Steam. It is your choice.
He's UK based, is Paul, so it'll be me who will sort out your prize, Paul. So I'll send you a direct message on Twitter, and we'll sort your prize out. Well done, buddy.
Yeah, well done indeed. Now, if you wanted to win something like PG Tips just won, it's real easy. All you have to do is you send in a tweet to @OC_podcast. Sorry.
No.
Jesus. I'm getting tired. Can you tell I'm getting tired?
Yeah.
No, you send that tweet to @g4te.com, spell the dot, and you send that in with a selfie of the credits of the game or the game you just finished, maybe the achievement, whatever, something signifying you beat the game. Also, include your face. We want to see your smiling white teeth. Hopefully they're white. And you send that in, and you put in #victory achieved. Of course, tell us what game you just beat, and you get entered in. And every quarter we draw a winner, and the winner gets a $20 gift card, PSN, Xbox Live, or Steam. And this week's entries, which started with Amras89 for finishing Mass Effect 3. Welcome to the next gen. That's sarcasm. PG Tips also coming back around, and he finished Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. Amras89 finishing something current, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Well done, Amras89.
It's a good game, though.
It is indeed. Pudlight finished Diablo 3 Ultimate Edition.
That's a good game.
Then we had Amras89 coming back around. He's been a busy little guy. Valiant Hearts, The Great War. Then Dechande77 finished Borderlands 2. Again, next gen guys, come on. Chinny1985, Murdered Soul Suspect. I didn't think anybody would play this game. He actually played it. He was playing it this week when I convinced him to play Halo 5 with me, and he already finished it, which tells you a lot about how long that game is. Then we had MTB Matt1, who finished The Last of Us Remastered. And finally, Mr. Miyagi and Son finished Lego, the movie video game. So congratulations to everybody for finishing those games, and you're now entered in a chance to win some bucks, some console PC gaming space bucks.
Can I just say, in the Twitch chat, PG Tips must have been nodding off listening to us, because it is quite late in the UK. It's 10 to 1 in the morning now. And his ears pricked up, and it woke him up when he heard that he's just won the Victory Achieved competition. So that's quite funny.
Well, and for the fact that you fell asleep during our podcast, you have lost your chance to win. No, just kidding. Well done, PG Tips. All right, closing notes. Let's wrap this up because apparently we're putting people to sleep. All right, if you want to be part of the podcast conversation, you can chime in and listen to us live. Twitch.tv/G4TE, or if you want to be super easy, live.g4te.com. It'll get you right to our Twitch channel, and you can watch us every Friday, right around 3 p.m. PST, and whatever time that is, BST, GMT, crap. You can send us a speak pipe if you want, although at this point with the Twitch and all that good stuff, it's probably just safer to say you can chime in and be part of the whole conversation live. But we do have a speak pipe. It is sp.g4te.com. We also have this thing called email, where you can send in emails to the show, podcast@g4te.com. You can do things like trivia, which we love. Jason Johnson does this all the time. And we would love for other people to contribute trivia because it's fun. You can also tweet us at @OC_podcast. And finally, we have a Facebook page that lots of people visit except for me. And it's fb.g4te.com. And it's not because I don't believe in Facebook. I just never think to go to Facebook. I'm more of a Twitter person. That's just me. iTunes, Stitcher, any place you can give us reviews, including YouTube, maybe even Twitch. I don't know. Does Twitch do reviews? If they do, give us a review. We need them. The more reviews we get, the more we can be heard and be seen by other people. Now, There's something here about Fortress Craft giveaway. What's this nonsense? Who put this in there? Anybody?
I slipped that under the mat.
Yes, you
there.
did. What is this nonsense I'm seeing here, sir?
Well, as part of the new PC segment of From the Desktop, I managed to have a little chat with a guy called DJ Arcus, who's the lead developer, creator of a game called Fortress Craft, which is like a voxel-based brick building game. I'm trying not to say it's like Minecraft.
It's an improved version.
Yeah, it's based on Dwarf Fortress. It's not actually based on Minecraft. It's just another one of them type of games. But basically, I said, look, I'm doing a PC segment. I want a code for Fortress Craft. We're a community. We play together. So he'd give me 5 Steam codes for the game.
Excellent. What do you want
yeah.
to give away? What do you need people to? Do you need people to commit to the master race?
Well, yeah, essentially. What you need to do, you need to go out and spend $3,000 on a PC and send me the receipt.
And we will give you a $10 game.
Yeah. No, all I want, I think the best thing to do is just to send in, either by email or whatever, your favorite story of like a Minecraft type game, something that's happened while playing Minecraft with the community, or Dwarf Fortress, or Terraria, or even Fortress Craft if you played it on Xbox Live Indie Games when it came out a few years ago.
Okay.
Just send in your favorite story and we'll just pick the best 5. If we don't get 5, because it might be quite a niche thing, I'll just give them away to some of the hosts that play PC games.
So you want a story something like this where once upon a time, Rich, I was duped into buying Minecraft by a evil lord named Dorian the Game Age, and he conned me into buying Minecraft and told me I would love it. I would love it. I have not played it since.
You did love it for that hour you played it.
No, I did not love anything. I was polite. I was ushered around and shown lots of neat things that people that play these games think are cool and neat. I just thought I was looking at a bunch of blocks. I don't know. But those are the kind of stories you want, right?
Yeah, things like that. And Fortress Craft it's like the graphics are like HD, so it's nicer blocks. And it's just a crazier game than Minecraft. It's a different experience, but it's also going to be familiar for anyone who's played Minecraft before. So yeah, I just want to say thanks to DJ Arcus over at the Fortress Craft Get people, who gave us the code. He just willing. I just said, "Can I have some codes?" He was like, "Yes." I said, "Can I have lots?" He said, "Yes," and give me lots. So
big props. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like to shout anybody else out?
Yeah, I have a list here of people that made my holiday period much better. There was a lot of Twitter stuff going on with people from the community. A lot of fun
Was the
stuff.
number one on that list is Eat Santa?
No, actually. Bastard. We have David Morton, the DNO, Ian Moore, Ian Chadwick, and Gary DeFelice. There was a few things back and forth with those guys, different things going on. And Gary DeFelice was the one who was having a little chat with me about the PC segment that I announced for the show.
Rich, I'm sorry, we're not allowed to say his name on the podcast.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Gary, beep, please.
yeah, Gary. Yeah, so just shout out to all those guys, really. And then I'll pass it around to the next person. I'm looking at you. I'm Nicole, because you're reading something.
I'm not reading. I was actually typing, but I can do this because I can multitask unless Greg catches me off guard. So my shout outs are for Rigus. He had to go back to the hospital and now he's back out again. So I just wanted to wish him well and let him know we're still thinking about him.
Absolutely.
And to Hardly Dan and Gary for having me on their show again, and also to Dan for showing me that cancer, the game that helps, do the cancer research stuff. So that was really cool. To all of our wonderful listeners and those that have been chatting in the box, I love it. It's been a lot of fun. JD, and of course to you guys. So Marky.
I'd like to shout out everybody in the Twitch chat as well. I love interacting live with people while we're doing the show. it's quite new, and it can quite off put you quite because you're trying to read the chat and you're laughing away, and all of a sudden Greg says, "And what do you think, Mark?" And you think, "Oh shit, what's he on about?"
Glad to see you're paying attention. Yes.
Yeah. I'd like to shout out all the track guys for all the great racing. I'm back into that now, and I'm loving it. And I've learned quite a lot as well. I race now without the guideline thing on anymore, so I'm getting better.
Okay.
I'm still coming last, but I'm getting better. And to Robin, is going through a bit of a bad patch at the moment, so my thoughts are with you, Robin, and I hope things improve for you, buddy. So over to you, Greg.
Okay. Well, I would like to thank the three of you for making the podcast this week. I want to thank our listeners, both in the Twitch chat as well as just listening to us after the show comes out, because, hey, without you, we wouldn't do a show. Or maybe we would, but we're not going to say anything different. I want to shout out my favorite Canadian, Fraser Moores, for no other reason than just giving him a shout out. I think he feels he's letting us down, which he is. So, I mean, fully understand that, Fraser.
Say how it is, Greg. Yeah.
Right. But I don't know. Other than that, the only other thought I have for you, Fraser, is...
Nice.
And that's the show. I mean that.
Poor Greg.
No, I'm choking to death. I tried doing the whole...
I thought he was doing an imitation of what happened to Fraser, and I didn't realise he were properly joking.
No, I was properly joking on my goddamn drink. I was trying to do the whole, slurping it up at the bottom, and that was the biggest failure ever. No, I killed myself. All right. I officially now have to say that's done. We're at a wrap. We'll see you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Cheers.